Hey, you there! Ever try to do something in under 6 minutes? Anything, like say, grow a beard. I bet you can. At Sweet Pepper's Deli, you get quality food in under 6 minutes. Now how about that? Sweet Pepper's Deli, life is sweet.
The holidays are coming, and so are your relatives. Room to Room is here to help you get ready for company. Enjoy 50% off on the furniture you need, dining, sleepers, mattresses, and more. Plus 24-month special financing. Company's coming. Get ready at Room to Room Tupelo.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, another absolutely beautiful fall day here in North Mississippi as we get into the 6 o'clock hour. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and like I said, a fantastic forecast, but we do have some showers moving in later this evening. As we talk about headlines, we'll be discussing the 6 o'clock hour. The Wonders of Australia does continue. We'll check up on Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon and see what he has in store as he continues to enjoy the wonders of Australia. But our second headline is that damage surveys are in. We went over a little bit of that at 5 o'clock today, but we'll talk in more detail tonight at 6 about what exactly took place over the weekend. The National Weather Service did submit those here just recently, and we'll have a latest look at those. More showers overnight, and that's kind of the here and now. What are we talking about in that forecast? And of course, we'll be walking through rain chances, where you can expect it, when you can expect it for the start of your Tuesday. The first 12 giving you your first glance at those rain chances. 7 p.m. 64 degrees. Heading overnight, we start to see those limited rain chances by 1 a.m. really becoming a little bit more widespread. I really don't want to use that word because we're only talking about 20 to 30%, but at least our highest rain chances of the night, and that's going to be happening right around our morning commute. So we'll take a look at that forecast in more detail on the positioning, but just have that rain gear ready. But a big driver in that forecast is just also those low temperatures not really getting exceedingly cool. We're talking about low 50s for the start of our Tuesday, and it's because of that moisture in the forecast kind of acting as a blanket there in the sky. But I told you damage surveys have come in, and it's honestly, we have 3 tornadoes to go over. So the first one being close to Yazoo City, we do have this EF0 that did form on October 18th around 9 p.m. And as you can see, just south of Jonestown or southwest of Jonestown, not too far from us here in North Mississippi. But as you can see, EF0 in strength, path length was about 3 miles, 50 yards in width. And of course, our peak winds 85 miles an hour. So of the 3 tornadoes, the weakest tornado, but still a tornado nonetheless. And we told you guys it'd be these brief spin-ups. So we're only talking about 3 miles in length, so not exactly a long distance that was covered, but I know for some folks down there, at least dealing with some trees down and things of that nature. So say a prayer for everyone impacted in Yazoo City as they continue to clean up the mess that was our Saturday. Our next tornado comes out of Arkansas, just south of Hot Springs in Hot Springs County. You can see we did have EF0 strength, but right when that tornado did start, we see several EF1 reports, and that's what the National Weather Service went out there and assessed. And of course, that's why it has the EF1 rating, although it wasn't exactly a long distance traveler. We're only talking 0.8 miles, so very limited folks that were impacted, but 105 miles an hour, a little bit more significant of a tornado in regards to those wind speeds, and that can be seen in some of those damage reports as well. Our third and final tornado comes out of the northeast portion of Louisiana in one of its parishes. This, of course, along the Hunters Bend Road area. You can see that road kind of bending around. I'm not too familiar with Louisiana, but I was kind of getting the name of the road based off of the makeup of that road, so that's why it's called Hunters Bend. If you know anyone down there, they probably dealt with this tornado. As you can see, several EF1 reports with trees down and just multiple pieces of damage that were reported down there in Louisiana. National Weather Service in Jackson doing a great job getting down there today to assess both the Yazoo City and the Louisiana tornado, the Hunters Bend tornado, and of course getting those ratings back in EF1 down there for Louisiana. Path length, the longest tornado of our Saturday, 3.9 miles, peak winds 105 miles an hour, and 350 yards in width. So that was definitely the most significant tornado of the 3, being that it traveled the furthest distance and it had those strongest wind speeds. But fortunately, no fatalities were reported, no injuries were reported, and that is what we would call a best case scenario in the event that was Saturday. Unfortunately, we just had damage in the process, but cleaning that up as the days go on. Mississippi Live Weather Radar does have a few of those damage reports still in place from our Saturday. Lots of wind gusts down there towards Winston County, Oktibbeha County, and close to Attala County. But that tornado, of course, Yazoo City, the most local tornado that we had here in North Mississippi. As we look at our Mississippi Live Weather Radar right now, we kind of clear off a few of those damage reports, and we're left with clear and dry conditions for our Monday evening. If you're not getting out and about this evening, you're missing out, but if you are getting out and about this evening, make sure to have those long sleeves on standby. Still a cooler forecast in the grand scheme of things. I want to zoom things out because we do see that rainfall over the last 24 hours, not exactly anything measurable here in North Mississippi as we have stayed on the drier side, but that front, I'm going to expand it out one more time right here. That front has really carried a lot of those showers and storms out there into the Atlantic, so that's where the moisture resides right now. And on the back end of this, we're not exactly tracking much, but that next frontal boundary that's pushing through in North Dakota and Minnesota, giving a few light showers, and that's really how significant things will be for us here in North Mississippi as well. So let's go ahead and track those showers as they extend across that cold front. As you can see, high pressure being driven out and this cold front being driven in. The transition of our atmospheric pressure systems, of course, high pressure keeps us dry. That low pressure kind of provides a little bit of a lifting mechanism for some of those showers. And so that's why this dry forecast is clearing out overnight and more of a saturated forecast moves in towards the early morning hours of our Tuesday. Zooming it back in here to the southeast, but primarily the Twin States here in Mississippi and Alabama. You can see midnight getting a few of those showers pushing into Jonesboro, but by 1 a.m. already in Memphis and Senatobia, 3 a.m. extending across Union County down there towards the Bolivar County and then on into the northeast portion of Mississippi and Tishomingo County. Again, that's your 3 a.m. So a lot of us still asleep at this point. But by the time we get towards our Tuesday morning commute, you can see some of these showers a little bit heavier in nature starting to be produced there south of Highway 82. So everyone needs to have that rain gear ready just in case. But we're not talking about significant rainfall. We're just talking about a few drops with some locally heavier portions that start to develop by mid-morning. But that's primarily going to be south of 82 where we see that best threat for significant moisture. So the next 24, I told you, kind of flip-flopping between 20 and 30% there for the 6 to 9 hour. But beyond that, we're talking more about 10% coverage and really clearing up as we wrap up the day. You can see by 3 p.m. right there, plenty of sunshine in the forecast, so lots to look forward to. And of course, we are excited about both getting rainfall and having those dry conditions for those afternoon plans. So plenty to talk about, plenty to look forward to, and we'll have a deeper look coming up in the next 60 seconds about where those showers are forming. And we'll talk about that more here in the Room to Room Weather Center. We also have a great look at sunsets across the region thanks to the North Mississippi Storm Chasers, but where it's a great forecast is down in Australia, and our Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon is down in Australia right now exploring all the wonders of nature, and he has a live look, or a look in for us down there for the wonders of Australia.
I might ask the question, what's the helmet for? This lady says, what are we doing?
We're flying foxing. The helmet's to protect you guys from us. Look, the line's just here and it's right next to your ear.
Because look at that zip line down there.
185 meters long, 25 meters tall.
Let's go for a ride. Appreciate it. And hopefully the gizmo holds as we go off the edge here. And I sit back and we go for a ride on a zip line. Woo! We're about 25 meters above the creek right now. And hopefully I stop without a crash. Woo! I got the feet down. How far was that?
180 meters.
180 meters, which is more yards. Anyway, we're here at O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat. The zip line, what they call the Flying Fox, actually named after a kind of bat, large bat here in Australia that can grow, what is about a meter in size? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, quite large. Anyway, we're way up there. Thank you. They call this my ticket to ride. And so we got that one. Of course, I want to thank the good folks at MLM for sponsoring us here on Mississippi Live Weather and our Wonders of Australia tour. But from O'Reilly's Retreat, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon from Mississippi Live Weather.
Tupelo Smiles is a top-notch group. They're very compassionate about what they do. They've given me the smile that I've always wanted. I've been a patient for 15 years and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I just love Tupelo Smiles.
Being a parent, especially for the first time, with that comes a lot of self-doubt. As a dad, I just try to lead by example. When you're trying to be the best person that you can be, your kids see that and then they emulate that.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, I promised you sunsets, and we are getting a little bit of that out there in Panola County and Batesville. You can see that orange on the horizon. Sun, I think, just out of shot right here based off the reflection on the water tower, but nonetheless, a great shot there. The blue skies, the clear conditions we've been dealing with, and a comfortable night here for our Monday evening here in North Mississippi. So if you're not getting out and about, I mean, you are definitely missing out on quite a good time. Aberdeen showcasing those orange and reds on the horizon as well. Just love that we have our show at 6 o'clock because now as that sun starts to set a little bit earlier, we get to enjoy those sunsets here on Mississippi Live Weather. Soon to be here in a couple of weeks. I had a reminder come on my phone saying that time change happening in less than 2 weeks. And then these sunsets going to be changed over to the 5 o'clock hour. So are you ready for that? I mean, just getting cool that much quicker. So 68 degrees right now in Aberdeen, still with a very dry forecast based on that dew point in the 40s. And as we look there towards Greenville, yes, there is your sun setting on the horizon. We are as far west as we could be here in North Mississippi. So that's a look as that sun is setting on the horizon. 72 degrees right now, but that wind, 13 miles an hour out of the south, giving us some of those moist conditions. That's kind of priming the atmosphere for at least a few more of those showers and storms overnight. Mississippi Live Weather Radar right now not having a drop of rainfall here in North Mississippi. So that's the thing about it. It's a give and take forecast. If you want those drier conditions, things are going to be a little bit cooler. But if you want some of those rainy conditions, things will be a little bit warmer. That's what we'll deal with tomorrow. But go ahead and have that rain gear ready for that morning commute. Satellite imagery does have those dry conditions across North Mississippi. And as we see those clear skies, allowing for some cooling overnight, but that cloud cover pushes in as we really get into those nighttime hours, and that makes way for a little bit more of a warmer start to our Tuesday. Dog walking forecast this evening. If you're like me and you took the dogs out this morning and you went right back in the house to grab a long sleeve, well, you're not alone. And you'll have to do that again tonight. So go ahead and grab the long sleeves before you take your dogs out because it is going to be a cooler evening. 60 degrees by 8. 55 there by 10 and 53 by midnight. That 10% chance does move in around that midnight hour. And then as we push overnight, you might be dealing with some showers if your dog needs to go out around 3 or 4 a.m. if it's one of those dogs with a short time frame to go to the bathroom again. But looking at that futurecast for your Monday evening, of course, that dry and clear forecast does linger in the forecast. But into that 10 o'clock hour, you can already see some of that frontal boundary pushing in towards the Little Rock region. And as we get more towards 1 o'clock, there you see those rain chances pushing in towards Tate, DeSoto, and Tunica County. That's going to, of course, continue to develop across North Mississippi, giving us some chances of those isolated moderate showers at most at the start of the day. So 6 a.m. if you're in Winona, if you're in Chula, if you're up here towards the Guntown or Saltillo area, dealing with a few of those showers associated with that frontal boundary. But these are going to be very scattered, so not exactly going to be, hey, if you see that shower in Eupora, that's going to be there. No, that's not the case. But you can see along that front, we are going to get those rain chances in the forecast. So basically all of North Mississippi, have that rain gear ready for your morning commute because more than likely we will be seeing a shower or two as the morning goes on. So your low temperatures, being that we do have that moisture in the air, going to be a little bit warmer. 53 towards Bruce, 57 Greenwood, 55 at Tunica, and 60 around Greenville. As that morning continues on, of course, temperatures will warm up, but those rain chances start to dissolve on out and make for a much better forecast by the afternoon. So we always say tale of two forecasts temperature-wise. Now we're talking about tale of two forecasts sky condition-wise. I mean, we're talking about showers to start the day, and then as we wrap it up, clear skies and sunshine. So any of those afternoon activities, keep them in place. You will be good to go. I assure you of that. 7:30, you can see some heavier portions of rainfall starting to develop there towards Monroe County. This as that sun starts to rise, adding a little bit to that instability, allowing a little bit more lift for those showers and potentially a few rumbles of thunder as well. So I can include storms in there. Then around Chula, same thing, and Hollandale, the same thing. So if you're along Highway 82 or south, expect heavier portions of rainfall just because it allows a little bit more of that instability to develop as that sun does come up. But if you're more north and northwest Mississippi, a lot of those just going to be light to moderate showers at most. 9 a.m., those showers and storms still trying to work their way out. Winston, Noxubee, and Lowndes County right there by 10:30. And pushing into that lunchtime hour, that's really where the rain chances remain before they fully clear on out. So if you're anywhere in northwest Mississippi, probably not seeing a drop after sunrise. But beyond that, that forecast just continues to clear out. So those hours becoming a little bit clearer. So 12 p.m. for Pickens and Noxubee County. Everywhere else basically take off an hour the further northwest you go. So Tuesday 1:30, those dry conditions in place. And I told you sunshine by that 3 o'clock hour. Take a look right here. 3 o'clock, basically a cloud in Aliceville. That's the extent of the moisture here in North Mississippi as that front clears on out and makes for a much cooler forecast beyond that point. So Tuesday evening, cooler conditions already pushing in that northwest wind, really bringing those dry conditions. So that's the thing about it. We are getting moisture, but it does transition those seasons once again. And fall will feel even more like fall. We're really underlining and bolding the word fall in the extended forecast. High temperatures for your Tuesday, 77 Starkville, 77 Eupora, and 75 towards Tupelo. Northwest 74 South Haven and 73 around Holly Springs. That northwest wind really driving in that cooler air for our northernmost counties. But as we get further south, slightly warmer because not fully reaching those counties until later on in the day. So 8 p.m. on your Tuesday, you're seeing some 5 to 10 mile an hour wind gusts down there towards Winston and Noxubee County. Up northwest, we could be talking 10 to 15 miles an hour. So a little bit more of a breezy night for our Tuesday, depending on where you're at. Those become a little bit more uniform into those overnight hours, and Tuesday into your Wednesday morning. Oh man, it's going to be a cool forecast. I use the word chilly sparingly, but I think we can all agree when you see the temperatures for your Wednesday that we are talking about a chilly start. I'm going to say cold start for me personally. I think we've reached that realm. Some of you guys might have your opinions on it, but that's my thoughts on it. 6 a.m., still dry, still cool. It's just going to be your typical fall day for the start of our Wednesday. 9 a.m. still seeing those dry and clear conditions linger in the forecast and even into those lunch hours. So if you can handle a little bit of those cooler temperatures, get outside and enjoy it. Head to the park. Just do anything you can to soak up all of those sun rays because this is going to be a great day for it. 3 p.m. still with those dry conditions, and same thing as we get into the afternoon. So Wednesday afternoon, I know we're kind of wrapping up that football season on the home stretch, but if you do have any of those practices still in place, going to be good to go once again. And those cooler temperatures, I know when I was in band, I always looked forward to those crisp fall days because it wasn't exactly a miserable time practicing. The practice wasn't the hard part, it was the heat. And I was over there in Alabama, so Mississippi, same realm as we dealt with the heat there in the summer, but now finally the good times of the year where you have the shows done. You get the cooler forecast, you can wear the long sleeves, you can wear the pants, and be good to go. Oh my word, I love this time of year. High temperatures Wednesday, our normal high 74 degrees, and for our Wednesday afternoon, right around that same margin, but a few areas a little bit cooler. 69 Boonville, 68 Iuka, and same thing towards Red Bay, 74 Kosciuszko, and 74 out west in Cleveland. Rain chances over the next 7 days, limited chances for the start of our Tuesday. That's primarily going to be that overnight threat into your Tuesday morning. Beyond that, dry as can be all the way through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, watching showers and thunderstorms move back into the region. And yes, you'll need that rain gear handy because we are looking at some widespread conditions. But that forecast, subject to change. We are still several days out, but that's really a good outlook whenever we are talking about those dry conditions we're still experiencing. Your 7-day forecast, again, your morning going to be the best chances for those showers and storms. Beyond that, a much drier forecast. Same thing for your Wednesday, your Thursday, and for your Friday, looking at low temperatures falling off into the low 40s. For your Wednesday and Thursday, I told you it'd be chilly. I mean, we're only 11 degrees away for both Wednesday and Thursday morning from freezing. So is that enough to say cool or cold? For me, yeah, I think that's enough. 47 by Friday, and we are warming back up as that moisture returns to the forecast, or really towards morning lows warming up. 53 for the start of Saturday, 56 start of Sunday, and 57 there by Monday. Now, rain chances right now, 40% for Saturday. Could definitely change in that extended forecast. We are watching those showers closely and in regards to how they trend over the next couple of days, but at least we have rain chances towards the weekend. But you know where they do not have rain chances? Is down where Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon is. He is out in the rainforest ziplining. I mean, that was such a fun time. But he has another look for us down in Australia, the wonders of Australia, telling us a little bit more about the rainforest that he is currently in right now.
So we are at O'Reilly's Rainforest Preserve, an area that's actually, believe it or not, in the middle of a national park. The national park was developed around the area after the O'Reilly family basically bought the land. The folks in Australia tried to, the Australian government tried to convince them to sell the land back, and they're like, no, this place is awesome. Of course, this is occurring in the early 1900s. The reason I'm coming to you from this location now is because of this. This is an eastern bearded dragon. As you can see kind of in the tree. I'll zoom in good and close here. Get a shot of that. Oh, see if we can keep it focused on it. Kind of blending in there with the tree. It's on the pathway for a while, and it's kind of climbing up the tree. Apparently this one's been in the area for a while. Look at the shot he got. Look, Glenn, who you've been here since 1980. Show me this picture. Just kind of hold it up to the camera there so we can see it.
Yeah, sure.
Look how close up he got on that. Seems like a friendly guy. You've been seeing him for a number of years?
Yeah, I have. He's been here for a number of years. The portrait of him.
Wow. That's close. He knows how to pose, doesn't he?
He does. And he waited till the last shot before he ran away too. He knows. He's got the script sorted out.
Yeah. So you actually typically have to move him off the pathway, is that right?
Well, normally we do, but he'd never heard strange language. It's called American accent. So he thought, I've had enough of that.
He's like, I'm out of here.
And he's gone.
Oh, man. So, again, one of the cool things we're seeing here at the O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat. Of course, we'll hopefully have some amazing shots, maybe some nighttime shots here. I don't know how well the camera will capture that because we're just so far remote out here that supposedly the night sky is just incredible. But from the O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon from Mississippi Live Weather. And again, appreciate the good folks at MLM for sponsoring our Wonders of Australia tour.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's scary that it can be put into anything. We can't even see it or notice it.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. We're going over what is exactly happening here with our overall setup in not just North Mississippi, but the entire United States, because we do have this frontal system that brought us our severe weather threat on Saturday, now out into the Atlantic and giving a lot of moisture up there towards the northeast. So this is remaining in place, not giving us any chances of moisture as that continues to drive towards the east, but this is where it currently sits. And after leaving a mark here in North Mississippi and for a lot of the Mid-South, I mean, this continued to make an impact up there towards the New England area as well. That, of course, moving north and east away from us and really giving us that wraparound moisture as well, bringing that Atlantic moisture there towards the main area. I know folks up there need some rainfall. We need rainfall down here, but we are enjoying a lot of that cooler weather that we're getting. Of course, we are tracking above normal temperatures out there towards the Midwest. This as that frontal boundary is extending on through, so dropping temperatures, but that front has already cleared a lot of the Montana and Wyoming area, so that below normal temperature forecast remaining in place. Here we are getting those below normal temperatures because of that low driving out of our area. As you can see, that trough right there off towards our east, usually we define a lot of it by ridge and trough. Ridge meaning those cooler, drier conditions, whereas the trough is more that moist and warm and unstable atmosphere as well. So we are currently in a little bit of that ridging pattern, and that driving our forecast just a little bit longer, should I say, before that next frontal boundary pushes into the area, or should I say that next trough starts to develop. So let's look ahead right here. The next 2 days, as you can see behind me, that system starts to develop just a little bit more, and that low centered right across Minneapolis and Chicago, wrapping around this front, and that's what's giving us those rain chances as we get into our overnight and for the start of our Tuesday morning. So that low, yes, all the way in the Great Lakes, giving us our rain chances in that extended forecast, but nothing overly severe. Our excessive rainfall on this legend right here, not going to be anything too high. And so this is just going to be a good little morning shower that we still so desperately need in North Mississippi to alleviate some of those drought conditions. But the big picture is the cooler weather. I know a lot of folks are just grateful that we're getting some of those cooler temperatures here in North Mississippi, finally feeling like fall. How long does that last? Maybe forever. Let's go ahead and take a look right here over the next 2 days. We talk about that trough and ridge, the pretty clear defined trough right there over there towards New York and Washington. That's those rain chances that we're getting, but those winds already starting to cycle in some of that northern air. That does change over the next 2 days. Let's watch right here. as that forecast kind of gets another trough right here developing over the top of us. That is that low that's bringing some of those rain chances here to North Mississippi. So once that fully clears, and we're talking, this is early Tuesday morning, you already see that northerly wind or northwesterly wind cycling in some of that continental air, which is drier and cooler. That's getting into bits of Arkansas and slightly there towards northwest Mississippi. This is going to be, I would see, by mid-morning based off how models are projecting right now. But as we push that further into the forecast, of course, that trough clears and we're left with a great forecast, but a cool forecast at that. So low temperatures for the start of our Tuesday, going to be the warmest they'll be over the next several days before that moisture kicks in this weekend. But still, nonetheless, it is going to be a warmer start to our Tuesday compared to what we had this morning. Still going to need the long sleeves on standby, but we also could be talking about needing a rain jacket on standby as those isolated showers continue to move on through. 8 p.m. 60 degrees, 55 there by 10 and 53 by midnight. Not cooling off much beyond that point. So it is going to be a little bit more of a comfortable start to our Tuesday, but we're continuing to assess those rain chances behind the scenes. We'll have the latest updates for you coming up on Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Speaking of, we do have our app readily available on the App Store. Go ahead and give it a download. It's both on iOS and Android. Has access to the 24/7 stream that we also provide those live shows on at 5, 6, 10, and 6:37 and 7:30 in the morning. So morning and night, we're right here keeping you guys informed on the latest you need to know. Our next broadcast, like I mentioned, happening at 10 p.m. this evening. We'll have the latest model runs for you guys and everything you need to know as you get into the start of your Tuesday. And Maggie will actually be tracking out those showers during your Tuesday morning as they linger in the area, telling you who can expect it, where we can expect it, and how much longer we can expect it. Very important questions that she'll have answers to as we get into that morning commute. But we're just grateful that you guys join us, let us keep you informed on the weather, and trust us with all of your weather knowledge. We'll see you back here at 10 p.m. this evening. Go outside, please, but bundle up in the process before you get out there. It's a great forecast, and I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.